played this in a while. Megazeux Red. Let's play. Let's see how we're doing with this. This is going to be a very interesting departure from my normal routine. So, with that being said, I don't know if we can make the window a bit bigger here. Yeah, I suppose we could. It's not really making too much of a difference with the stream, I think. Actually, no, it looks like it's doing pretty well. So we'll see. If nobody ever visits this, at least we know that Tifa's Revenge is doing justice. When I last left off in this Let's Play, it was on YouTube. We did a Let's Play of this game. Now, I haven't really done too much since then. I have full games of this, full playthroughs of this. From what I remember last, we were pretty much in this unknown continent here. And we fight all these monsters. Some moths and goblin runts out here. And we had just gotten back from bounty hunt with Amy there, I believe. Our main character, we found out that her name was Sophia. So we're going to go in here into Warwick. Actually, I think, if I remember correct, wasn't Amy the one that we had to do a few things with, as far as leveling her up? I don't know. Poultices and tinctures. No, we don't need any of these, do we? So those are like your Phoenix Downs and stuff like that, yeah? Now, if I remember correct, we had to go and talk to one of these guys. Or was it, who was it that we had to talk to in this town? I don't remember. So we had completed the bounty hunt. Oh, guess who's here? There's Karen. Yeah, Karen's the one that we had, and Amy was the one in the mannequin. Okay. Hello, this is Amy. She's sort of in a similar position to me. Anyway, we've come to ask for a favor. Oh? I see. So you want to get to the mainland, Anything come to mind? Perhaps. There's someone I want you to meet. A friend of mine so happens to be in a similar predicament. Sharing knowledge here may not be a bad idea. She's staying in the house at the west end of this street. Let's pay her a visit. So this is a little bit of a plot point here. So this is where we want to go in. Knock, knock. Question mark. Karen. This is a surprise. Who are these two? Karen says, "Good afternoon, Natalie. These are Sophia and Amy. No acquaintances of mine. They're actually in a similar situation to you at this moment, and we thought we'd combine forces for a while." Alright, well, come on in. I'll prepare some tea. Okay, basically the issue is that Amy and Natalie want to get to the mainland. Yes, I came here to gather samples for Mystic research, but found that when I got here that there's no longer any way to get back. I have to gather information from the mainland to stop the world from ending. Isn't that a bit ominous, huh? Sorry, what? I think you might have to explain this to them, Amy. This is why I want to access the mainland. There should be information available in the other towns. The Red Altar, huh? So that's a key word, Red Altar. Might be able to ask about the Red Altar in different towns. Well, it's certainly true that the town mystics should know something about this. My master is the mystic of Terroria, so it might be good to start with him. Your master? Does that make you an apprentice or a familiar? An apprentice. I know a couple of arts, but nothing to get me home. The standard way to access other locations is a mystic art known as Portal. It's a pretty simple incantation that allows a mystic to create a gateway to locations they've been to before. Amy and I haven't been to places off this island. That's where Natalie comes in. With her, we should be able to open a portal to Terroria. Excellent. When do we leave? That's the tricky part. I don't know Portal. Karen doesn't know any art at all, and I take it neither of you do either. That's correct. I have some knowledge of this stuff, though. My grandfather was this town's mystic, basically. What we need is a portal script. Anyone can read a script and learn the art enclosed within that way. It's much faster than teaching this stuff normally and doesn't require a dedicated teacher, but the scripts can be expensive to create. The issue is here that there's no mystic store in this town. That's normally where you go to buy art scripts. Wasn't your grandfather the town's mystic? Surely there would have been some scripts left behind. I'm afraid that the way operated involved writing scripts as they were ordered. Sales were too infrequent to maintain a stock of scripts like other mystics do. However, there may be some scripts left behind. We kept a small number of scripts around for emergencies. Portal is a popular emergency art, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a copy locked away in an underground storage area. When we went to catalog everything after he died, we found that a monster had moved in there. It was deemed too dangerous to deal with at the time, but I thought that the four of us we might be able to do something about it if we prepare adequately. That's why I wanted you to meet Natalie. Together, we might be able to plan this as a possibility. It's a fire-based creature, unfortunately, that's down, and then we might want to get some ice arrows from the weapons store that might be not amiss. I know some ice-based art that might come in handy. I really don't like the sound of this. This seems like an idea that will end up getting us killed. What do you think, Amy? Well, I'll take care of it myself. I didn't really want others involved in the first place, and I especially don't want to put others' lives at risk. This is my responsibility, after all, is what I would like to say, but I don't think I'm strong enough to take something that dangerous out. I'll leave the up to you, Sophia. Well, I don't like it. Is there anything else we can do? There may be a way. Portal is a basic art used to move from place to place, and generally the most convenient, as anyone can learn a basic art if a script is available. There are other forms of art, however, that also have a method of creating gateway between places? Yes. Can you explain this, Natalie? Okay. There are 5 forms of art that vary in how they are learned or used. There are 3 as I see relevant here. basic art, as I have already explained. There's also jewel art and spirit art. And what are these? Jewel art is as special as it does not require knowledge of a particular technique nor mystical energy to use. Instead, it is used by casting precious stones. A combination of said stones affects the outcome. I believe an emerald and a sapphire are necessary to produce the jewel art equivalent to portal. That is correct. Just a moment. So she's gonna go get some jewels, it looks like. Received a sapphire from Natalie. Excellent. I entrust this to you. Be careful with it, though. Gemstones disappear after you use them in a jewel art, and I don't have others. I'll try to be careful. To complete the combination, an emerald is also necessary. Thankfully, is the easiest of the 4 gemstones to find. Where can we find these emeralds? There's a cave to the north of this town. Are you familiar with it? In a manner of speaking. That was like the first cave in this game, actually, if I remember correct. Anyway, there's a section of the cave occupied by gem hoarders. There are creatures that dig out and store precious stones. They can be rather tough, but if you manage to kill a few, you should at least find 1 emerald in the process. More fighting. Well, it's certainly worth considering. Natalie, you mentioned something about spirit art. Yes, although I don't know that much about it, the basic concept is fairly simple though. Essentially, spirit art is a type of art that's evolved naturally throughout mystical creatures. Not all forms of art used by mystical creatures is spirit art, but many are. An example would be the regeneration ability of that monster we fought earlier. Anyway, the exact way these creatures pass on spirit art to one another isn't precisely known, however. Certain items exist that allow us to learn spirit art simply by observing a mystical creature perform it. And on that subject, I have something for you too. What do you got for us, Karen? A ritual knife. This is a tool used by my grandfather. It's not great as a weapon, but if you're using it when a mystical creature uses spirit art, there's a chance you'll learn it and be able to use it. A chance? What sort of a chance? Approximately 1 in 4. Fairly old knife. That's not too bad, I guess. If we can find something that can use portal, that is. It won't be portal. That's the basic art name for this. However, I did see an odd creature when exploring the island before. An almost floating eye. It teleported away when it saw me. The gazer, yes. If we can corner one of these and keep it alive long enough for it to teleport away, we could gain that power. Providing it's flexible enough to allow us to get it to Terraria. Well, yes. Plus, we'd probably have an encounter a few of them first, unless we're pretty lucky. 1 in 4 chance, remember. This does sound like a better plan than the other 2, though. Alright, shall we try this? Sounds good to me. I'll come along with you just in case you decide to go out after the monster under Karen's house, after all. Plus, you'll need me with you to be able to travel to Terraria. Alright, that's confirmed. And to recap, we can either fight a boss in the vault in the bottom, we can either fight the gem hoarders in the cave to the north to get an emerald, or we can track down the gazers with the ritual knife and try to get the spirit art to teleport away. Alright, I think that's everything covered. Let's wrap this up. Alright, so now we're given control again. That was sort of a major plot point in this game. So, now that we have jewels, we have an emerald and a sapphire here, we can just pretty much go and get to the next area in the game. We don't actually have to fight the boss. So if I do jewel art with Natalie here, she can cast Gateway, and it's used on the map only, and this takes us to Terraria, basically. Crazy, huh? But that being said, let's just save first. I'm actually going to overwrite one of my very old saves here, so that way we can load it just in case we mess up or if something else happens here. So let's go ahead and use Gateway. And now, notice we're actually on the next continent here. Now, the monsters over here are a bit stronger. We got a Goblin Runt and a Blue Jelly. Youch! That's a miss. Alright, let's see if we can use some spells on this dude. Now, I believe these Blue Jellies, I think they're weak. Oh, we don't have any weapons? We don't have any ammo for this weapon? Okay, well, we'll just have her guard. Let's use a spin cut. Yeah, that attacks both of them. Okay. I believe they're weak against fire. Yep, that got him. Whoops, did I just pushed the wrong key. No worries. Sometimes the Windows key in Windows can be very close to where I'm actually having controls for this. So, what I had done off screen is I had actually went and fought and gotten Emerald already. So, once we get into this town here, this is the next town. And now Natalie leaves. Alright, I'm heading on home. Thanks for everything, Karen, Sophia, and Amy. Come visit me at the Mystic Shop sometime. Okay, so what are we going to do, Karen? You've been a great help to us already, but I expect you'll be heading back to Warwick? Nah, I think I'll stick around with you for a while longer. I don't really have all that much to do back at home, and living in that shop reminds me of how useless I am to that town. Okay, so we'll get Natalie back hopefully sometime later on. City of Forgotten Dreams, huh? Sorry, I just thought that sounded cool. So what do we got here? We got the inn here. What do you have to say to us? Always a good idea to carry anti-venom if you get poisoned. Yeah, definitely. So we can stay at the inn if we want to. We don't really need to just yet. And here's the Mystic Store. It's going a bit far here. So let's see, art scripts. What do you got? So we can get the healing spell, the detoxify spell, which is like cures poison, flare and blizzard as well. So depending on your stats here, that depends on how much attack you have in terms of like magic and stuff like that. And then it also depends on how much you heal. So do we have like any basic mystic arts with all the rest of our guys? Or all the rest of our gals actually? This is interesting. This game I believe you want to get a few healing for everybody. So that way, just in case for some reason you don't know it, you should probably know it because you will get trolled all the time. As far as detoxify, if we have like maybe one or two, that should be fine. Awaken, one. Flare and Blizzard I'm not going to bother with too much. Maybe just one of each. That's about it. Let's see. So let's give Detoxify to both you two. Flare and Blizzard we'll give to Karen in the back there. Now the one thing about Mystic Arts, you can use Mystic Arts in any row. You don't have to be in the front row or the back row to use it. And I believe that's Natalie there. How's it going, Natalie? Not great. You remember those mystic reagents I was gathering in the fields around Warwick? Vaguely. Looks like the book was wrong. I got the wrong kinds. Essentially, I went through all that for some useless granary. Eek, that's pretty rough. It was a good experience for you, Natalie. And we can also get some information here. This tells you all the different types of arts. So if you're ever wondering about what arts, like basic arts, it's pretty much what we just learned there. Battle arts are used through weapons. That's what this guy's explaining here. I'm not going to read all this stuff out. But I think what's more important here is the red altar. That's what we're looking for. That's our main quest, is to find the red altar. Now that's something I don't get asked about every day, and truth be told, what do I know, in fact, is very limited. May I ask you what you want to know about the red altar? I know that in 7 days the sun will emit a powerful burst of radiation and everyone will be killed if someone doesn't get to the red altar to ensure that a shield is in place to block it. If what you are saying is true, then there's no time to waste. For now, I'll tell you what I do know, but it's not very much. The red altar is supposed to be the throne of this world from which the world may be ruled. The climate can be changed, the mountains can be moved, and great mystical beasts can be summoned. The world could even be destroyed by a so inclined individual. Oh, it sounds a bit ominous to me. Naturally poses an unthinkable risk, and access to it would be tightly controlled. If anyone knew where it was, of course. The only reference I've ever come across referred to it is it being located at the center of the red maze. Now that isn't terribly helpful, I know. The red maze is described as being some sort of mystical realm adjacent to the physical realm, but the text is so vague to its exact nature. My suggestion would be to visit my associates in the towns of Grecier to the northeast and Pico to the east. They may know more about the red altar or the red maze. I will draw on my own sources and see if I can find any new information for you. If I discover anything, I'll send you a message. Okay, so that's pretty much the information that we needed for our main quest here. Now, if you want, you can read all the rest of that stuff later on. And if you are playing along with this game with me, just feel free to go and download, play it, do whatever you want. This is a very fun game to play. It's on digitalmzx.com, and just do a search for Red, and then you can pretty much download it yourself and play along. What else do we got here? So there's some armor here, a guard shield. Yeah, that's a pretty good shield, actually. What does she have already? She's got a heavy shield. A guard shield's much better than a heavy shield. What about you? Karen doesn't have anything, does she? Well, Karen's in the back. So let's buy a guard shield for Amy. There. What about you? What are you selling here? Oh, you're selling items. And you are selling bows. Now, there's two types of weapons here. There's melee weapons and ranged weapons, as you well know. In most RPGs, melee weapons can only be used from a front row, and in this particular RPG, in the back row, a lot of the times, like in Final Fantasy and some other games, you'll find that there will be all kinds of different ways that you can wield all kinds of weapons. But in this RPG, you have to have a ranged weapon if you want to actually attack from the back row here. So, without any ammo, your bow pretty much doesn't have any arrows or anything like that. So we're going to give it some poison arrows. Now, how she's equipping a bow and arrow and a shield at the same time is beyond me. Don't ask. That being said, let's just make sure that we have everything we need here before we start setting off. And we can buy a rapier here, or rapier, or I forget that's how you say it. Doesn't look like we have enough money though to buy some of the stuff because we only got 195 coins. So what we're gonna do is we are going to exit town, save our game, and now we can get into battle and fight all these monsters here. Now one thing you'll notice is that with the guard shields and stuff like that, the agility will go down on your character. So the monsters might actually be able to get more hits in. However, chances are those hits will either be blocked or will deal less damage. So that's one thing to consider when you're equipping weapons, armor, and shields. So these are just simple random battles here. We fight a bunch of goblin hunters. Now another thing is that the reinforced bow that I have equipped on Karen there, it shoots not just one but 2 arrows at once. So it doesn't matter if one of them misses, it still expends that many arrows. So can we use a battle art here? That's a nice one to have. Let's use that on you, actually. Look at that. One hit KO. That's like an assassination attempt. Bisect. I thought Bisect, when I first played this game, was an actual, he's got resistance too. Ice. I thought it was just a double attack, but no. It actually... This guy has a lot of... Actually, this guy has a lot of defense. Ay, ay, ay. You are just not being nice to me, are you? But since he was poisoned and stuff, poison killed his... That's hilarious. See? Poison arrows do have a purpose in this game. Looks like we got the Fractured Mountain here. There's a charm. Let's see. Can you have that? Gives us plus 10 to resist. She's already got plus 5 to defense. We'll give you the charm then. I'm not sure what this Fractured Mountain is all about or anything right here. Uh-oh. Looks like she's getting to be a bit, hurt there, so I'm gonna heal. And plus, she also has slow on her, so that's not good. Slow basically slows you down, as you can already tell. Meaning she'll get less turns when the enemy gets more turns. See if we can't kill this mercenary. Yeah. Mercenary, he can be a bit of a troll. He has a whole bunch of, Let's see. Slash all enemies, spin cut. There we go. Now, you want to pay attention because it expends energy, which is like your mana in this game, so... I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I decided to do something else besides Free Enterprise. For a change. I've been kind of burnt out on Free Enterprise a bit tonight, so I thought, well, hey, let's go back to what I was Let's Playing. And this was this game. Megazeux red. Let's do another spin cut. Now, you notice the one thing, the music, you know, I can't get it to really loop. That's something that the developers of the game will have to fix. Although, that being said, I am using different music from the original version, so. Oh, it looks like we learned a new battle art and gained a level. So, I think we probably want to go out of this area yet. I don't know if we were supposed to be here quite yet. Well, we can walk around and see what kind of enemies we run into. Red jellies. And the Lufia 2 music, that's stuff that I put in. That's not the original music that came with this game. I just thought, well, hey, this game reminds me so much of Lufia 2. Might as well just put some Lufia 2 music in. And Invenerable, he got me to actually, you know, get back into this. I think what that resist is, that's not elemental resistance. There is a status effect called Frozen, where you can actually paralyze your enemies with ice. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. Defensive pose or battle cry. Let's do battle cry. Arts, battle art. Yeah, let's do that. It hits all of them. Nice. That's one of the really good attacks that Amy has. In fact, I think we need to heal Amy. There we go. Health poultices heal 100, so they are a bit more effective than your art, at least at first. So, what can we do with you? Actually, let's attack. Looks like the Goblin Runt tried to guard the jelly there. And yes, you can do guard and guard your enemies as well, allies as well as the enemies can guard their cohorts. And we get another level. Beautiful. So, this game can be a bit grindy. I will tell you that right now. But I mean, it's still a decent game. It's not a game that a lot of people know about. It's a game that I had found out a couple years back. And I hadn't really finished it until last year sometime. And I started a Let's Play on it on YouTube. And now I'm basically continuing that Let's Play on Twitch here. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more popularity with this. And that's Star Tower. Star Tower is locked. There's nothing we can do with it just yet. But because the Megazeux community is a bit dead right now, eventually it'll get revived. They used to have, like, every year one thing called the Day of Zooks, and I miss that. I thought it was really cool how they did all that every year, and then it just sort of stopped back in 2015 or 16. So, and if you think about it, people out there still have a lot they can do. Notice I put the Xenogears theme there for staying at the end. I like that theme for some reason. Don't ask. Do we want to have anything else? How many healing sprays do we have? We don't have a whole lot of those. Those are useful for healing everybody in your party. Need any of these? hot water is useful for, like, if you get frozen. So those are more status effect items. What do you have? A reinforced bow. What's the cutlass do again? Oh, it costs more money than I have. Can we sell some crap that we don't need? No, not quite yet. And here is the jeweler. I don't have any merchandise ready because nobody has any jewels. But you can create stuff here. If you ever get enough jewelry, you can actually get accessories made. So that's what that is. Well, here's the Mystic Store. What have you got for us? Electrostatic, stone skin. Anger, what does that do? Oh, that's a good one. Costs 250 coins though. Let's get it. In fact, actually, let's have you use it. Karen, you can have that. Okay, so there's information on all kinds of different buffs and debuffs, status effects and stuff. Like, you know, petrify is like this, you get turned to stone and stuff like that. You gotta have like a soft potion or something along those lines. However, here at this town, we can find some information on the Red Maze. Red Maze? That's such an unusual request. Unfortunately, when I started researching this matter myself some time ago, I never came across any information that had of any real value. Well, you're a lot of help, rats. Actually, there was one clue I was never able to follow up on. A rare letter was found by an associate of mine and sent via messenger, but the messenger disappeared and the letter was lost. Do you know where the messenger was last seen? Better. I managed to track her down to a clearing in the middle of a small forest to the west, past the mountain range. Unfortunately, there seems to be something dangerous there, and I haven't had the resources to follow up on this matter yet. If you can retrieve the letter, I may be able to help you with your request. Okay, so that's a side quest. So there's a clearing in the forest that we have to go and kill a monster. Wonderful, isn't it, guys and gals? What did you say there? Welcome to Grazier, the only town with a still valuable gemstone mine. Excellent. Does that mean they're available for purchase? No. No, because mine has a bunch of monsters in it. Oh, okay then. Now here's the mine here. Mine is a very good place to grind levels and get gemstones. You will find gem hoarders here and blue jellies, though. The first level isn't too difficult, but once you get down to the second level, it can start to be quite difficult. In fact, we may not even be strong enough to defeat these guys right now, but we'll try our best. Let's give these guys a spin cut. Let's see, you, I believe, are weak against fire, right? Oh, he dodged. That was very rude of you, sir, to drain my MP or HP. Now, let's kill him. That's one thing I like about that attack. One-hit KO. That works on pretty much all enemies that are vulnerable to instant death attacks. Nice, we got some emeralds. So this is where you can actually fight these monsters, get a bunch of emeralds, and then use jewel arts once you've learned them. Do I want to do that? No. Let's attack. Just do normal attack. There you go. Poison arrows are very strong against these guys. Now we earn the Battle Art Volley. That's a really useful attack. So instead of actually using arrows, it uses MP. From what I remember. Don't like those goblin runs. I resisted your status. I think he was trying to confuse us or something. Die, Vampire Bat. Yay, gained a level. Some gem hoarders. Ay, ay, ay. Not good. I had better heal Amy. Let's see if we can't exterminate these guys. Volley also is useful too. Volley also deals damage to all of these guys, not just one. Would you quit draining my life? You don't have any more energy, do you? Okay. See, once you run out of energy, then it's probably best to go back to the inn and heal. And I poisoned him. Yeah, we got an emerald from those dudes. Now, one of the things that I had done in this... Oh, we don't have any more ammo? Okay, we'll have to have her guard for a few turns. Although we can actually, we can reload our ammo within combat, so that's something that's unique about this game. Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's in Final Fantasy IV you could do the same thing, so... Item, let's see. Art. Or maybe not. Thought you could. Oh, let's use the art. Uses 1 emerald to restore allies' health, okay. See, anybody can use the jewel arts, just not everybody can, what you call it? Use certain arts or something. I forget exactly how it works. I'll have to explore a bit more in this game. It's been a while since I played it. Die. Goblin Runt, die. So you can see this game can be very, very grindy. Okay, good. I don't like being frozen. Thank you very much. I think we're okay. Keep firing those volleys away. Oh, would you quit doing that? Man, he's dodging all my attacks. What the heck? Wow, what a freaking troll bat. There, die. Die. Took a while. Alright. Now don't get lost in here. You can get lost in here quite easily. So anyway, that's the gemstone mine. You can get all kinds of gems in that mine. See, we can actually create an emerald ring, I believe. Do we have 5 emeralds? We have 8 emeralds, actually. Let's go ahead and do it. And now, once you actually create the emerald ring, the emerald wand becomes available as well, so. And what does the emerald ring do? It gives us 1.5 max health. So that's very useful for anybody in the front row. So let's give that to you, actually. Now she has 162 instead of 130 health. What we're going to do is stay at the end here. So we ran out of mana. Let's see, you can have just normal arrows. That being said, a lot of the times it's probably best to actually start farming gold wherever you want to. There's a derelict grotto here. I don't know what we want to do there. But where we want to start heading is towards this forest clearing over here. And we got a bunch of bumblebees that are just swarming us. They aren't too much of a threat, but they can be quite annoying. Fortunately, spin cut attack takes them all out. Just like that. There's the forest clearing. Interesting. Follow me for a bit. Wait here. Oh, it's one of these mimic chests or whatever they call them that's moving or something. So it looks like we have to corner this monster. So this is the monster that we have to actually... Let's see. Can you follow me for a bit, Amy? Let's have Karen follow us. Ah, brother. This is gonna be a little bit of a... This is a bit of a puzzle, so... Wait here. Or can I pass? Okay, that's what that does. Wait here. Let's try this. So we have one of us has to be able to touch it or something. Okay, I think I see what's going on. Okay. Let's see, you follow me. Wait here. Gotta corner it somehow. If we put Amy over here, what happens if we try to go here now? No? Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Alright, well, Steve's Revenge signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed this short, impromptu, casual playthrough of Megazeux Thread. And I will see you next time.